Hi, and welcome back to another video. This is Amy, and today we're going to be doing a burlap reindeer door hanger or wreath. This is the finished product, and I think these are adorable. You can do different things to them. Here's the candy cane wreath form, again from Dollar Tree. You can do a whole lot with those. You've seen some of the other candy canes that I've done with ribbon. But this one we're going to be using 2 rows at a time is what I do. But you don't have to do that if you're more comfortable with one. And I just have a bunch of burlap pieces. And I'm going to just cut off here to get started. I'm not going to speed this up because I realize I'm out of frame in some of it. But you'll need one of those candy cane forms, and you can get those online at dollartree.com. Rotary cutters or scissors to cut your burlap, wire cutters, some zip ties are what I'm going to use to get it going to attach it. So if you'll see from your left, that second wire, we're going to take the first roll of burlap and we're going to put it up underneath that and kind of sandwich it in half and come up. I'll be out of frame here for a second, but then I get back in. And then you're going to zip tie it to the bottom. And you won't see that zip tie. It'll be pretty full, so you won't see that. So that wire right there, and then we'll do the same to the second wire from the right. Basically the 2 middle wires. That you get your burlap under there and kind of pull it up to meet that wire, get it even, and just pull it up. And now we're going to zip tie. And you know me and zip ties. I was looking at it right there, but I didn't see it. We had a lot of really bad storms here in Kentucky, and we were in the path, and at the last minute it decided to veer. So we really dodged a bullet, but Kentuckians are suffering right now. It's devastating. So if anyone can find it in their heart to donate, I'm sure there's places online. People are without water. There's people that's going to be without electricity for a long time. Mayfield was hit especially hard. It actually took their water towers. I don't even know if they have told if it was an F4 or an F5. The wind speeds led me to believe, because I've been through 2 F5 tornadoes in the past, that it would probably be an F5. And then Bowling Green also got hit. I think that they upgraded it to an F3. They're going to be without power for a while. But Mayfield doesn't even have water. And they said there that people would need to have been completely underground, that a basement wouldn't even save you from. So it's awful. They're still missing people. So I've attached that. I'm sorry. Stuff like that just bothers me. I've attached that to the bottom. And now I'm taking the other row and going to pull it up to the same length as the other. And then push it through, because it's got to be sandwiched in between both of those 2 middle rows. And then I attach it as well. I kind of attach them both together. I run it through because that burlap you can run a zip tie through. Even though one of my rows is smaller than the other one. But yeah, there's a lot of people suffering. There's still some missing that haven't been found. We went from very high temp to very cold. It really puts things in perspective. Like I said, we got very lucky. It was headed straight towards us. It had been on the ground for over 200 miles. And the meteorologist said I think it's going to veer, but I can't say that. And then it did. But we had debris in our yard, because it did hit here, along the river and stuff. So now you have all of them, and you want to make sure they're all even, up at the top. And then you're just going to pull that burlap through and then push it down. You just pull it through, make sure everything's even. Make sure you don't I got outside of one of the wires, and that's no big deal. If that happens, you can just pull it back out. And I'll end up back in frame here in a second. I apologize. And you could make this just a candy cane, with burlap. Burlap makes me sneeze. I don't know, it's that burlap smell. But I have a ton of it. And see, once you won't see those bottom zip ties. They're actually turned kind of towards the back. And you can cover the back also if you want after everything's done with some felt poster board. Just cut out whatever you want, and that'll prevent anything from scratching your door, or because these can be wall hangers, door hangers. It can get tedious up there at those crossbars, so you just have to be patient. Patience isn't one of my when it's dealing with stuff like this. And like I said, you just make sure they're all four, and then just pull. And you can determine the thickness and fullness of how you want this. Some of them are sparse. I don't like that. I'd rather it be full and tight. And any of those little, this burlap probably came from Walmart. I don't know. I've had it. I don't know how long I've had it. A long time. But so it's not the best quality. But you can trim it up after, because it'll snag on some of those little crossbars and get stuck. And it's getting close to Christmas. It just bothers me that people are without homes. They're without, basic necessities. I know our governor is on, and he acted fast. The night of, I was on storm watch because both my son and husband had to get up early, so We knew it was coming. We had ample warning. But I think anymore, with such sensitive equipment, some people ignore, because there's been times when it's been wrong. And some people get a little oversensitized to it, I think, and maybe don't heed attention. But I've got him paused right now because I haven't seen the latest update, but there was a number for donations, or if anybody wanted, I guess, to volunteer. I don't know. I know a lot of churches are collecting stuff. And then it got cold. Now I hear it's supposed to warm back up, and then we're going to have more storms towards the end of the week. But they're not supposed to be as bad as those were. It's just a lot of people needing prayers. You can see me wrestling with this stuff. Well, you kind of can. I'm out of frame. That's what I should just call this channel, Out of Frame. Okay, see there, I get... Because it's kind of hard to do, It is and it isn't. It's easy, but it's really hands-on, so while you're doing it, you're not paying attention to a camera or anything like that. And I didn't want to speed it up, so I have finished it at this point. And I do not know what happened. I had a video showing I put a red ornament on for the nose. I just hot glued it there. I took some ribbon and put like around his nose up there. And then I didn't have anything for antlers. So I got some of those I have some cotton picks. And I thought, well, I'll just put those on for antlers. And then here's going to be his eye. It's an ornament as well that I painted black. I don't know what happened to that footage, but I literally just took it's still a mini ornament from Dollar Tree, and put it on there for, like reindeer nose, Rudolph. And then the ribbon that I had some green check or something, so I folded it over because I just wanted that Christmas showing, and glued it, folded each side over. And now I'll glue his eye on. And I'm having trouble here because my hot glue gun, I don't have the extension cord. So I'm having a hard time reaching. And then I make a bow for his neck. And I just make a little simple bow. I just fold it over a few times, take some wire in the middle. It looks kind of like a bow tie. And then I take another small ornament and put in the middle. And he's done. I forgot the ear. Oh my goodness, I cut out ears. Okay, so he can't hear. Yeah, I cut out because I had some regular burlap fabric. And I cut out ears, and I was going to paint. Duh. I was going to paint, a little bit of white and put his ears up there. And I just realized I forgot to do that. So Santa can be fussing at him, whatever he wants to do, and Rudolph's not going to hear. He's like, my special gift is my nose. So I didn't know if we wanted to do Santa, or I didn't know if I wanted to do Santa with our son. And my husband was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, that's like the first lie you tell your child. That's not what Christmas is about. And it's kind of creepy, this person sneaking in your house. And then the tooth fairy. I know the tooth fairy is what creeped me out the most when I was a little kid, because the only thing I knew of a fairy was Tinkerbell. And I would lay there until my eyes just crossed and finally shut, waiting for this little bit. And I'm thinking, how in the world? Because we would put our teeth in a sock. Yeah, and tie a knot in it and put it under our pillow. And we'd get some change. Yeah, inflation has caused for kids to get more for their teeth. And our son had to have some pulled. One night we didn't have anything but a 20. And I told my husband, and he was like, tooth fairy's just not going to come this year. And I was like, you're the one that said you wanted to do all these, things, even though they're lies. And have nothing to do with anything, but so we had to put a 20. Well, then, that set the bar high, because neither of us were going to go out and get change. It was late. So yeah, she was like, well, didn't you have Santa Claus? I was like, yeah, but I actually saw, some of my presents being put together, in the living room and actually played with by adults. So, but yeah, that tooth fairy really creeped me out. And the Easter bunny. But this is him. And I think he's cute. And, it's close to Christmas. It'll be probably, I'll start making spring crafts, because it's a little too late for Christmas. And then I've made a cooking channel. I'm going to be making some Christmas candy and uploading that to my other channel. So I hope you will consider. It is In the Kitchen with Amy. Consider watching it. And you all have a Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day.